So my new friend, Limitless Lindy, I will tag her below, made a video just last week, I think, talking about a session that she and I had together, getting to know each other and I was explaining Untherapy to her. So I thought as a follow-up to that, I would introduce Untherapy formally from Tom and I, who are the creators of Untherapy. So it is based on a personality system, which we developed over the course of the last probably 12 or 13 years.
Yeah.
Tom has always been super fascinated with personality. I not so much. He was always early in our relationship. You're clicking the can.
Sorry.
He was always taking these different assessments and personality tests.
He's like, hey, take this test. No, I don't want to take the test.
Hated it.
She didn't want to look.
Because it would put me in a box and the box felt wrong. I had lots of trauma. Does anyone else relate? Please comment below. Do not leave me hanging here. This is not
Like
fair.
and subscribe too. Oh,
oh well, of
guess
course.
we're supposed to say that. I suppose.
I don't know. We don't have to say that.
Whatever.
So anyway, basically, long story short, my first 30 years of life, I did not know who I was whatsoever. And I was raised in a really strict, very religious household. And then I married an abusive person.
Not me.
Not him. And then he ran away with Tom's wife, and then we got together. That's the short version. I wrote a book. If you're interested, let me know. I'll send you a signed copy. You don't even have to be a carnivore, but if you're watching this, you probably are, because meat and marriage does not exactly attract non-carnivores probably. Anyway, I will send you a signed copy while supplies last. This is an unexpected advertisement.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, no, but just for free, just
Holy
because I
plug.
love you. Okay, anyway. So then, and it's called The Untherapist, so it has more of this backstory, so we can keep it brief here. But basically, once I got into a relationship with Tom 19 years ago, I was like, this is too good to be true. Like, all of a sudden, we were just having no problems. And that was not how life worked for me. Well, Tom had this little thing where he liked himself. And I was like, how does that work? So anyway, long story short, we worked over the past 15 years probably of our 19 years, really just honing a relationship and personality model that worked for us, that really addressed not just who he is, who I am, and who we are together, but also who our kids are, who our parents are, who our friends are. Like, I just love it. I think it's the best one out there. Of course I do. But anyway, this is what I shared with Lindy, and it was so fun because we totally figured out her personality, and then she filled in all the blanks, and she's amazing. If you don't subscribe to her yet, follow her. She's
subscribe her.
She is just next level.
That is
a
like and subscribe. Oh, hit the bell
to be notified about all of our future videos. You don't want to miss one of these because we're adorable. Just ask us. Anyway, so Untherapy is a unique approach to personality and trauma healing and what else? Relationship optimization.
It's understanding.
Yeah, it's understanding yourself and each other.
And others.
Right, others.
Well, others to start with. Each other to start with.
The whole wide world. That's my singing debut on YouTube. Just kidding. Anyway, so you have an inner manager that has one personality. That's like how you brain and adult your life. And then you have an inner child, your heart personality, that's a separate personality. Very key difference. I've never seen another personality model do that. So if you are interested, we'll put the link below, theuntherapist.com. You can get more information. And I also have a TikTok at The Untherapist that you can find out info. But here's the thing, and I think this is specifically poignant, relevant for carnivores. When we are going into such a massive shift in the way we approach our health and our nourishing of our bodies and all of this healing, I think that the more we know who we are at our core, the easier that transition can be. Would you not say that us knowing who we are as we have been learning about carnivore and experiencing these changes and healings and all of the things, don't you think that knowing our force and tendency, our personality, yes. So Untherapy is a really good
because you understand
combination with
how
carnivore.
And why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
From how you're wired and how you're created and how you function and think, and because we've got some similarities and then polar opposites in some ways, and
knowing that makes it so much easier. My inner manager is called an upholder. It's needs lots of rules. So I really need to be in a community that has a very clear plan. That's why I do so well in the Steak and Butter Gang. And they have this really well laid out protocol that I love that really helps me. Tom's inner manager, his thought personality is a rebel. He needs to have ultimate freedom and just bounce around, and he just learns on YouTube, and he'll follow this rabbit trail and then that rabbit trail. And then we come together and share our knowledge, but we share it through our own interpretation based on what works for us. And that's what works for the us. So then we're not pulling, and I'm not making him do it my way, and he's not making it do, which you wouldn't do that anyway. That would be my brand.
You do what you want to do. Leave me alone.
I know.
Oh, no, not really. Okay. Not leave me alone. But, you know,
Never leave you alone.
No. Yeah, don't.
So, but our inner child, we happen to have the same personality. We're both winds, which means we're light and wind, W-I-N-D. It made it sound like I said win, like we're winning. Well, we're winning too, right? We're winning in the race in the game of life. Anyway, so we're chatty. Really, we're chatty, we're random, we're like light and airy, and we're fun, right? Comment below if you agree or if you disagree.
Don't
we
comment.
won't be popular till we have haters. That's what I hear. You got to have some trolls, and that's when you know you've arrived.
We've lived our life with haters.
Oh, it's so true.
That's okay,
anyway,
though. That's okay.
So that's all I wanted to say about that. It's just that Lindy referred to that. It was an amazing session. It's a really great way to get to know someone quickly.
I do want to interject and mention something. So part of what we do with Untherapy has a little adaptation with the 4 tendencies of Gretchen Rubin. We want to give credit where credit's due.
Right. So when I said upholder and rebel, like
that's adapted from Gretchen
That part
Rubin.
is, thank you so much, is adapted from Gretchen Rubin's 4 tendencies. So if you know that or you recognize those words, I do use it differently. I apply it not to the whole personality, just to the brain or the thoughts. But yes, I always like to give her credit for that, because that made a huge difference when we separated out how you think and the personality you have for thinking versus how you feel and the personality you have for feeling.
That's what we develop.
That's the one. It's called your force of nature. So your wind, fire, ocean, or mountain.
And the development of putting them together. Why am I doing this?
Putting them together. And then there's a third part, a third domain inside of you, which is your inner guide. And that's the spiritual part. That's the part that's connected to the divine and whatever you believe in the God realm. That's where that comes from. That deep knowing, that still small voice that tells you, you should do carnivore.
Or for me, an old gray pit bull. With lots of wisdom.
Yes. Mine's an ancient tree. All right, so that's all we're going to say about that.
Both of those are a little weird
I'm woo-woo.
That's
okay.
But that's where we just gave personality to those.
Yes, just for fun. Yes, for fun. You don't have to do that. So let us know if this sounds interesting. Look us up if you want. And hey,
we're a little crazy.
Let me know if you want a signed copy of the book. I will sign it and send it to you. All right. Thank you for listening and indulging us. This was fun.
Peace.